Hi, everybody. Welcome to AITA Pod. I'm Danny Vega, joined by my lovely co-host, Shannon D.
That's me.
And a very special guest today. I think might be one of my top 5 for sure oldest friends. We welcome Ashton to the program. I mean, Ashton and I go back to before high school, Ashton. I don't even know when we met.
It might have been like the MySpace middle school chat days.
Oh,
that rings.
Did you guys meet? You can't remember how you met. You were telling me, but did you meet on MySpace?
It might have
We
been.
met on MySpace.
I was in his
She was
top
in my top 5.
5.
Oh, wait, top 8.
We didn't have top 8 in Casa Grande. We didn't have the technology. It's delayed.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you just meant there weren't like top 8.
There was only 5 people,
Yeah.
so you just had to pick the 4.
That's what it was.
No, I don't know if we met in middle school, but then we went to high school. We did a lot of desert parties. That's what we did.
Okay, what are desert parties? Because we used to have wood parties.
That is way more interesting. A desert party is just getting drunk by a cactus.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
More or
Ours
less.
is just getting drunk by an evertree.
By a what?
An evertree, an evergreen.
Oh, an evergreen.
Evergreen.
Oh, I think you
Fucked
said
it
a
up.
never tree. I was like, is this some kind of magical tree?
No, just the woods.
Yeah.
Good old
So
woods.
but you call it a wood party, not a woods party.
I don't know. Is like
Yeah.
you gonna dissect my language
I'm
today
sorry
or
for
what?
listening. I'll stop listening to you. I don't know why I bother sometimes. I don't know, Ashton, any other juice? I mean, let's talk about some Casa Grande spots. We got, I think the bowling alley is a classic.
Yep. That was
Gotta
it.
love a bowling alley.
The bowling alley, I'm pretty sure if you just go in there, it's like smoking a pack of cigarettes. It's kind of impressive.
Just in the walls, basically.
And it's that thing of like, oh, there's no smoking now. And it's like, no, we're literally smoking now because of how much smoke has been smoked. Like,
Yeah.
please let us continue.
Definitely.
Yep.
What else? We're the only one high school in the entire county.
Oh,
Yeah.
How
Casa
many
Grande Union.
people in per grade?
Oh, per grade, I don't know, 3,000 total, right?
3,000 total.
Yeah, but I mean, when you get to the graduation portion, it's
Oh, yeah, big drop off.
Oh.
Highest teen pregnancy rate
mhm.
in the country? I don't know.
Oh
We're
my
up there.
God.
Yeah, we rank. We won state for that shit. Like,
most F-150s.
yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
trucks. Farming town. Were you weren't a cheerleader or
Wow.
anything, were you, Ashley? What did
I
you
was
do?
a cheerleader.
You
I
were
was
a
big
cheerleader.
sports girl. Yeah.
What sports did you? I don't remember you playing any sports.
Soccer was my sport.
Oh, soccer.
Oh,
That's
nice.
right.
Love
That's
soccer.
right.
I actually had a T-shirt growing up that said "Soccer is my sport."
Nice.
Did you actually? Was it actually?
Yeah.
Okay.
I loved soccer.
Awesome.
Just checking. You know,
Fact checking.
Shannon's always trying to run things by us. All right, great.
Casa Grande.
Yeah. it
Are we gonna
happens.
stop by there? Because we're in Arizona right now. I don't know
Well-
that we mentioned that. We're in Glendale, which is right next to Phoenix. There's
Yeah.
a Glendale in like every state.
Yeah,
I
there's a
think.
Glendale right by me in LA.
Yeah, and then there's also a Glendale in New York, like outside of New York. I was looking at the map the other
I don't know if
day.
that one counts. Is that on Long Island? That's not even on Long Island, is it? That's
I
like
think it
upstate. Is it on
was.
Long Island?
No, I think it was
Oh,
on
no.
Long Island. Why would Long Island, New York count more than upstate?
Upstate is like, okay, yeah, I guess that's a place. Long
Why?
Island is like, oh, that's next to the city.
Oh, why is that better?
It's just you don't know because you're like a Philly person, so like you just stay over there. Like
I
for-
will just stay
for
over there.
you
As
that-
long as it's far
yeah.
away from you, I'm fine with staying over
yeah,
there.
I know. So why don't you go to Tom's River? You know Tom's River?
I do. My ex-boyfriend was from there. Did we talk about that already?
No, I always remembered it because I was like, what kind of like podunk town is like, yeah, I'm Tom, this is my river.
Yeah,
We'll
and
put
it's
a
not
town
even
here.
Tom apostrophe S River. It's,
Oh, it's not?
Tom's River. Yes,
What the
TOMS River.
Oh, it's like the Tom's River.
I
it's even
guess
weirder.
there's no river there though. I don't think.
Oh God, it's like Arizona. We got the Gila River. Pretty sure it's been dry for 10, 20 years.
Yep.
Anyway, speaking of Ashton, we're going to get into this a little bit, but you are hard of hearing.
Correct.
And I think the funniest thing is I didn't even know this. I'd known you for like 20 fucking years. And then one day it was like, oh yeah, she can't hear nothing.
Yeah, we lived together, and
Yeah.
you didn't know.
Oh, you
Yeah,
guys were roommates?
In college. Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wait, did you go to ASU?
I did.
Oh, I didn't know that. All 4 years?
I think I was only there for 3.
3.
Yeah, I came in with, I graduated high school and college at the same time. So then I
Okay,
came to
okay.
university.
I don't remember that.
Like you got your
CUC,
GED or
Yeah.
something?
Like everything undergrad, I
Mm.
graduated, and then ASU was just straight, like the real classes. I don't know.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we lived together, and I never even knew that she couldn't hear. I just thought she wasn't listening or paying attention to anything people said. She was kind of quiet.
Wait, so what amount? Is it 1 ear, both?
It's both hearing aids and both. I don't know, like an amount, is it how they describe it? It's they call it a cookie bite in the graph. So it has something, I don't really know a lot about
someone
sound.
took a big bite of the cookie?
And so like some frequencies are better than others. So.
Like a Jake Davis kind of huge bite of the cookie. Yeah. You got a crescent moon left.
What is it, higher pitches or lower that is easy?
Boo, can you hear that?
Yeah, I can hear that. No, it's kind of all over the place. I have found that like certain people, they just speak in a tone I cannot hear, and I just and I like don't like them for it.
I don't blame you.
I mean, you might as well not like them because you can't fucking hear them.
Can't hear them, so who cares what they have to say?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I wish that worked for me and Shannon. So,
same.
Ashton, do you use like lip reading a lot? Because I've heard that's like a thing. Okay,
definitely. I'd like to learn sign language eventually, but yeah, lip reading's big for me.
I've been seeing those on TikTok recently that lip readers have been reading what celebrities are saying. Have you seen that at all?
Because it'll like cut to them, but it won't have their audio, and then they'll figure out what they're saying.
But I wonder how accurate it is, though.
I mean, people are good at it.
Yeah.
Do you like, so if you can't, I mean, but you listen to podcasts and stuff, so you don't rely on it that much. Like, how helpful is it, would you say?
I think podcasts are different. Like if I have like headphones on, obviously that is a
if it's like
different
loud and
experience.
crisp, it's a different thing. Okay.
Very
Do you have
direct.
like a special? Oh, I guess your aids help you, so you don't need different kind of headphones or anything.
No, as long as there's like feedback if it's pressed really close to the ear, but
let's definitely call them hearing aids. I don't think sounds so cool to be like your aids makes you better. Ashton. No,
I was trying to be hip.
We tried to find the situation that Ashton had submitted, but I want to talk about this because I didn't even know it was a thing when you submitted. I mean, it was years ago when you submitted it, but when you go to the theater, there's a device that you get because, even with theater sound, you guys know how it gets loud, it gets quiet. You sometimes can't hear what's going on. So take us through that, because I don't think anybody, have you heard of this, Shannon?
No.
Nobody knows about this. So what is this device?
Yeah, so the one I prefer, it's actually like sits in the cup holder and you position it the same way as you have closed caption on your television.
Yeah.
So it just sits like right below your vision so you can see
you
the
kind of
words.
Position it.
Yeah.
It kind of mounts, I guess.
Yeah. And they also have an option where they'll give you headphones just to have, again, that more direct sound. Yeah.
Okay.
But I've been having closed caption on TV forever, so that's my preference. I know people who don't have hearing impairment and just they have to have closed caption.
Yeah.
I do too. Not with everything, but definitely if they have an accent or if it's something harder, like to understand, like Succession, where it's like kind of complicated. And I don't really know like the business world that much. So I'm like, I need to read what they're saying because otherwise I'm like, it sounds like.
Right. So, and you could just go to any theater and they're going to have this device.
It depends. Before you buy a ticket, it'll tell you like if this movie supports that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Is there, okay, so you kind of said that there's one that you like. What's the one that you don't like? Is there like a janky one that's like, hey, I sound like this now? Or
no,
like,
it's just the one that I've never used it because it goes on your ears and like that's disgusting. Like I don't want to have the communal headphones, like these are already gross enough. So
hey, that's only been on Jake's head. It's fine. By the way, it's my fault Jake isn't here, guys. I forgot to bring an extra microphone, but he
is here.
He's here, but he's just not mic'd.
Yeah, I'm with you in spirit.
He says he's with us.
You can probably hear him as much as you can hear us.
So, okay. Just to go back to Casa Grande, we had the Mall Cinema 5, which is our, kind of one and only movie theater. Did they have any kind of accessibility options there? Were they just
really doubt it because I remember going at one point and the chair was broken. So they brought out a folding chair and that. Like
that's
the metal
hilarious.
kind, not even the nice cushion kind.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Brutal.
Well, Ashton, thank you so much for joining us. It's great that we're going to be able to bring some of your insights, but I think we're going to cover just some stuff that you wanted to cover, and then we're going to do some hearing impaired stuff. Guys, please rate, review, and subscribe. Join us on Patreon, patreon.com/AITA pod. At our highest tier, you could be like Ashton here and join us for a guest episode.
Yeah.
We'd love to see you. Of course, Ashton has known me for 20 years, which is a very high price to pay. I don't advise going that route. That's a lot.
I hope I don't get that far.
I don't know if that means you die first, or I don't know what happens there.
No, we just stop being friends.
Okay, ow, that hurt. Okay, it's hurting me now. You're cutting through my shield. All right, guys, we got a juicy app for you today. Our second story here, AITA for yelling at an unsheltered person. But first, AITA for asking my significant other to legally change their name. I, 27F, grew up religious and had horrible experiences and am no longer religious. My now fiance, Chris, 29M, feels the same. And that's partly how we bonded initially. Chris's parents have long disowned him for deciding to no longer attend services and eventually leave the faith. Chris and I still speak to his sister. She still belongs to his family's faith, but as a younger generation is far less hateful and harmful in her views. A few months ago, Chris and I had a few serious conversations about marriage to determine our comfort level and desires. Fortunately, we were both on the same page and looked forward to getting married someday. Not long after, Chris proposed. By this point, we had lived together nearly 5 years and were financially stable for the wedding of our dreams. Obviously, at this point, we knew practically everything about each other, which brings me to the story. His full name is Christian. He's never used it in any capacity, but I despise any association with religion and decided to call this to his attention. He was very receptive to the notion, and I suggested that when I changed my last name, he could also change his first name. This was a true bonding moment for us as a couple. We later eloped due mostly to awful family dynamics, after which Chris shared a Facebook post. Chris and I are very active on Facebook, especially in terms of major life updates and involvement with our groups and online friends. Okay. Weird Facebook ad in the middle here. In Chris's post, he announced his name change and gave some background. In no way did he disparage the religion he formerly belonged to, but instead shared his need to separate himself from it. It was well received by friends, but didn't really make waves up until he got a call from his sister. She was upset and let us know the post had reached members of the family's religious community, and their parents were distraught. Neither of us apologize, nor do we feel this is a problem for us. AITA for asking my significant other to legally change their name.
Well, I don't think that they did anything wrong. Like, you can do whatever you want, of course, with your name. But I just think it's interesting that they even related his name Christian with the religion. It's like, it just has a different meaning, I would say. I don't think of the name Christian as oh, that's Christian. I just think a Christian religion. It's just, that's a name.
I'm not like Christian Bale. You mean Jesus Christ?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, though, with his upbringing and his parents being so religious, maybe that is what that was.
Maybe that is what they meant.
Well, OP has a boat. Well, yeah, I mean, I think that's what it comes from, but and OP sounds like they're one of those people who's an atheist and brings it up. You know what I mean? They've obviously got some kind of shit about it, which is understandable.
Right.
Well, also OP's changing their name. I've gone through the process. It takes a lot of time. Maybe they can do that together.
Does it? It takes a lot of time.
You have to go, especially if you're doing your passport and everything else. If you can go stand in line with someone, it's kind of more fun.
To do it together.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a lot of paperwork, and
totally.
it costs a couple $100, right?
Mm-hmm.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. My cousin just did that. She changed her last name to Lewis because her last name was her father's last name.
Okay.
And they don't have a relationship anymore. And her sister got married and her mom is a Lewis now too. So she was like, why the heck am I still having this last name? So she changed it. But yeah, it's a little bit of a process.
Well, I think it's a big identity thing, right? So if your partner felt so strongly, maybe it's just to make them more comfortable. If you don't even care either way.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was going to say this, even though I don't associate it with that, I'm guessing if your name is Christian, you would know some kind of shit about how much does it come up where people go, are you Christian though? It's got to be 10 or 20% of the time.
I'm curious about that.
Are you a Christian? Like, and I feel like that would be annoying. Like, that's one thing that whenever we've talked about like parents naming their kids, like,
yes.
you don't really want to like give them a name that's like, your name is Strawberry. It's like, okay, now they're literally going to have that interaction 5 million times.
Exactly. You have to be aware of the way that it's going to be perceived from the general public.
It's like super pigeonholing too. And it's like, now you're associated with this thing that might have nothing to do with you. Like, hi, Strawberry. Like, I fucking hate strawberries.
Right.
I don't want to talk about
I'm allergic.
Yeah.
But I don't know if Christian is one of those. I'm curious. Like, I'd have to ask some of my Christian friends now because
You mean some of your friends named Christian or some of your friends who are Christian?
Named Christian.
How many friends do you have named Christian?
Oh, let me go to my Facebook. I can see the list. But I honestly don't think it is something that would come up that much because it is such a normal name. And also he goes by Chris, so he doesn't really have to deal with
that's a
it.
good point.
All of that being said, though, I think he has every right to do it. Like, yeah, if you have trauma around it and you do relate your name, your full name to the religion that you now have these horrible experiences from. And like you were saying, like it probably is that they named him that because they're so Christian.
Yeah.
And he probably knows that.
Totally.
So I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And also you're not really in touch with your family anymore. So who the fuck cares?
Right. Yeah, I don't think anyone was really the victim here. I mean, sister got mad and it's like, okay, that made you mad. It's none of your business. That's my name. I'm allowed to change it. They were on board. I thought it was a cute couple thing. I also thought it was kind of like progressive, like you were saying, Ashton. It's like, well, I'm changing my name, so why don't you change your name?
Yeah, true.
It's kind of cute.
It's cute.
I don't think we got really any dings. I guess we could call the sister calls. She was extremely upset and let us know that people in the community were distraught. I don't even think I could ding her. She was just like, I'm pissed and other people are pissed, but that's fair. She's just reporting that's what she felt.
Well, I saw this one on the Facebook group because I'm part of that group.
Yeah.
And someone said they felt it was a little bit controlling and it was out of bounds to ask someone to change their name when they don't associate it that way.
That it was OP was out of bounds for initially asking.
Yeah.
I guess, but it's hard when the other person was so on board. I kind of felt like she read the room, and because he was down, if he had been like, I mean, it's. I guess it is kind of a wild ass. Change your name. I can see how that's insulting. It's coming for someone's identity.
Yeah,
but it just didn't play that way.
But if he doesn't care, then I mean, I can't ding her at all because I mean, he doesn't care, and he was receptive to it.
Mm-hmm.
AITA for asking my significant other to legally change her name. I think we got really nothing here. I think it's a no assholes here.
Yeah. Yeah, because they have every right. The parents have every right to like feel upset about it. That doesn't make them an asshole.
No, they feel upset. They just don't have a right to like yell at anybody or anything. I think it's okay to tell someone you're upset. Hey, I'm upset about it. I'm just letting you know other people are upset. That's it.
Well, what if it was not like the Christian thing? It was like, I just hate my name. I hate the name you gave me.
You got a right to change your name.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, if they're going to take it personally, that's on them.
Right.
And I can still see the parents getting upset about that, even if it had nothing to do with religion. Because it's like, oh, like, you know how long it took me to come up with that name?
It's like one of the most common names, Mom. No. I developed it from scratch. It was independently made. All right, here we go, folks. Please rate, review, subscribe. Join us on Patreon, patreon.com/AITA pod. AITA for yelling at an unsheltered person. My dog woke me up growling out the front window at 3 a.m. I live in a small, gated, single-family home community, and my house is across the street from the gated pool. Within the pool is another smaller gated section that houses the pool pump and supplies. When I looked out the window, I saw a person in the pool area, dropping their belongings into the pool pump section. Just a few months ago, it was discovered that a person had been living in our pool area at night for quite some time. The pool area became dirty with their trash, discarded drug paraphernalia, and other biohazards. The HOA cleared these things out, and that seemed to send the message up until they came back last night. I opened my front door and began shouting, "Get out of here! You're trespassing! You're not allowed in here!" When the person sat down on the pool furniture and turned their back to me, I grabbed the flashlight and started shining it on them from a distance and continued shouting and added that I would be calling the police. I went inside and still saw them through the window, not moving, so I proceeded to call the police on a non-emergency number. My partner is watching the whole ordeal and tells me while I was on the phone, the individual was mocking me and said I had nothing better to do, etc. My partner later said they thought the shouting was unnecessary and I should have called the police outright without drawing any attention. I thought it was fair to give the person a chance to leave after being caught by a resident. They did eventually leave, and I don't even know if the police ended up turning up. I just went back to sleep. AITA for yelling at an unsheltered person. Shannon's quiet.
Yeah, I mean, I think the yelling was a bit unnecessary.
I guess it's isn't it kind of rude to the other neighbors, potentially waking people up, because wasn't this in the middle of the night? Yeah, it's at 3 a.m. So that is a little unchecked.
However, though, now that I'm thinking about it, because, it's kind of between the yelling versus calling the police. And that calling the police can cause way more issues than just asking someone to leave.
Yeah.
So maybe they were in the right to yell at first to try and get them out of there instead of escalating the situation like the partner wanted them to do, because that could really cause some harm.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like it was pretty fair. I mean, I don't think I'm really ready to ding. I mean, if there's an intruder, it's basically an intruder. There's an intruder on your property.
Right.
I'm kind of like, it's obviously sucks that you yelled if you woke some people up, but it's pretty understandable. I wouldn't be mad at someone if I'd be like, what are you yelling at? And they're like, a person is here. I'd be like, oh, yeah, I totally understand.
And I think there's some background there too, with the person's not just having a hard night and passed out by the pool. There's evidence of someone living there, like biohazard. That's not great in a pool area.
If somebody's on your property, you're in a gated community. So somebody's in there, they're not allowed to be in there. They're already somewhere they're not supposed to be. I can understand someone being like, yeah, I don't want them sleeping there because they could come into my kid's window or whatever, get into any kind of hijinks.
Yeah. Right? I guess the other option that could have made the situation a little bit better is going down there and talking to them. But then you kind of are putting yourself in danger because you don't know how they're going to react.
Yeah, I wouldn't ask that from anybody. That's
and it seemed like what they said wasn't taking any shots. They were just like, get out of here. You're trespassing. You're not allowed in here. I don't really know what
That's
else.
Clean.
It is clean.
I agree.
Yeah, they didn't attack their humanity or anything. Just like, you can't be here, so go. Bottom line, I don't think we're dinging here. Look, I think sometimes calling the police can be an escalation. I think this was giving a warning. I think it was fair. We don't even know if the cops came. It seemed to work. I think this is a better way to do it. I think you should give someone a warning, and say don't make me call the cops. I don't want to involve anyone like that. I think that was the right thing to do. Shannon?
I think so too. You tried one tactic and then they weren't listening. So then you went with the escalated tactic.
Yeah.
And hopefully it got the job done in a succinct and safe way without anyone getting hurt. But they were trespassing. So what are you going to do?
And I feel like some people will be like, oh, well, you should let them be there. And I'm like, well, no, that's like a society. This is an issue with society that there's unsheltered people who don't have resources. This is not the fault of someone who lives in a small gated single family home. You're going to lay that on them and have them be unsafe. No, they shouldn't have to bear that cost. Society should. It's society that's messed up. AITA for yelling at an unsheltered person. I think we agree. I think this is another no assholes here.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, folks, I'm excited for this one. Here we go. AITA for not telling my in-laws I was born deaf. So I was born nearly completely deaf, 80% in one ear, 60% in the other, and spoke, quote unquote, like a deaf person until I was around 8. However, after multiple surgeries, adenoids removed and grommets put in, lots of speech therapy, you could now never tell. I'm still around 20% deaf in one ear and around 40 in the other, but I get fine now. I've mentioned it in passing to my SO, but never really went into detail, and my in-laws have no idea. So recently I went with my in-laws and my SO for the week to say their tongue-in-cheek is an understatement. And after a few drinks, 2 sister-in-laws bring up a running joke they've had where they speak like deaf people. Who knows why? And even do the flailing arm gestures to mock disabled people. Everyone finds this hilarious. I just kind of sat there awkwardly and smiled along. This goes on for about an hour. Oh my God.
An hour?
What are these, the funny fucking ants?
That bit is not that funny.
That is,
oh my gosh.
God, yeah. This is
I can't imagine that going on longer than 10 seconds.
Right.
This is like 15 years ago. Might have been. Anyway. Everyone finds it hilarious. OP's sitting there. Now on the next day, I also wear glasses with a fairly high prescription. Sister-in-law walks in and asks to try on my glasses, then announce, "Fuck, you are blind," and hands them back. God, the attack of the funny ants.
Yeah.
Now that I've had the exact conversation thousands of times, I don't take offense, but joked, "Yeah, I really drew the short straw as a kid. Being deaf and blind, I was screwed." Sister-in-law's eyes then went wide, and I explained my past. Sister-in-law then asked if I heard what they were saying last night. I was like, "Yeah, I was sitting right next to you."
Was that another dig?
Yeah, honestly.
I don't know. She's like, "Yeah, I was sitting right next to you. Obviously, I heard." She goes on to say how I should have said something. They never would have joked in front of me knowing I was deaf. I say I couldn't care less. I've had it my whole life, but it then made the rest of the trip fairly awkward. Mother-in-law then said that they feel really bad now and I should have spoken up. And SO agrees. And they think I purposely let them continue to mock me just to make them feel bad. That if I didn't say anything, then I shouldn't have said anything at all. And that me saying something the next day is petty and making them trying to feel bad.
Oh my God.
I genuinely wasn't that bothered. I'm used to it. It's more awkward to say something, not to mention the speaking really loud and slow once you tell them. I know this is minor, but AITA, should I have said something or nothing?
I think regardless of OP's situation, the family is awful.
Terrible.
Come on. I mean, look, I'm not going to lie. I think there was a time in the 90s when this kind of shit flew, but it's been a while.
Well, also then to turn it around on her and now you're the victim.
Mhm.
Insane.
Well, they even said we wouldn't have done it in front of you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that means it's going to continue.
Well,
Yes, good point.
I was thinking about, why is it offensive when people make jokes, right? Because they'll be like, "Well, you're not offended." And I was like, well, part of the thing that you're doing when you make a joke at like a specific group of people is you're assuming that no one in that group is part of that group. And you don't necessarily know that's true. If it's like you're making gay jokes, you're like, well, you don't know. Maybe someone there is actually gay and they just don't talk about it, or they're not out or whatever, or they're deaf or whatever. It's like, it's fucked up.
Yeah. I also thought it was kind of weird though that OP mentions they've only like talked about their hearing impairment very casually to their SO. Like I feel like that's a significant part of your identity and your upbringing. Like how does that not come up? It makes me feel like their significant other is just as bad as the family and they don't feel comfortable with them.
Yes,
Well,
I
but-
was thinking that too. It is weird in passing.
Yeah.
You've mentioned it in passing to your significant other. I mean, how long have you been dating them? I would feel like
That's
this would be
true.
something you would
Well,
unpack with them.
And
Kinda
40% in 1 year that's pretty significant.
I guess 20 in 1 year and 40 in the other now.
Oh, 80 in one.
Well,
Oh,
that's how it
now.
was, but it got. I mean, I don't know. Do you feel like this is a core part of your? I mean, you never told me. I feel like we're pretty close friends.
Yeah, and I think it goes back to like kind of how society has shifted. It's like people aren't ableists anymore. They recognize like, oh, people all around me suffer from these things.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's also really disappointing with the family. Sometimes it does take meeting someone and knowing someone and loving someone with whatever is going on to understand, hey, what I'm doing is hurtful. And that just didn't resonate at all with the family because they clearly said they're just going to continue to behave that way.
Yeah, it's also interesting that the SO like never mentioned it to his family as well, because I mean, it seems like she didn't say to him, "I don't want you to tell anyone." So I just think that you would maybe mention that, or like maybe the mentioning it in passing, like he didn't even pick up on it or something. Like I'm so confused about their relationship.
I mean, maybe she just said like, yeah, I kind of had some hearing issues, but I can pretty much hear now.
And
he was
to
like,
that point, I can't tell you how many times I mention it. I say, I have hearing impairment. Oh my God, me too. I'm so deaf.
oh, because people are like, yeah, I have to say what a lot.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you're just not good at listening, bro.
Interesting. Yeah.
I mean, I think it's pretty hard to defend anybody here. We got an NTA. I mean, yeah, this is like you're making fun of disabled people, and then you're being told like, I think a simple, "I'm sorry, we didn't know, and we shouldn't be doing that."
Exactly.
End of conflict.
You have to own up to it when you screw up.
Yeah.
And also learn from it.
Mhm.
That maybe you reflect and realize you should not be making these jokes, period.
Right.
No
Yeah.
matter who's in front of, because like you were just saying, you don't know who it's in front of. And also just keep this out of your daily life anyway. It's harmful, no matter if you're saying in front of the people or not.
Right.
Well, to that point, is it going too far to say OP is kind of the asshole for not saying that? Like, they're just like, no, it's fine. Like, no, it's not fine.
Right.
I think that's asking a lot. She's already being kind of gaslit and told
True.
like, fuck you. You're like, like, how dare you not tell us? Like now we want her to be like, also it's generally wrong for you to do this. I feel like that's a big ass.
Yeah, and sometimes when you're like with your in-laws, you kind of aren't comfortable anyway.
Of course.
Speaking up, like I was just telling you about when we were having the debate with my boyfriend's dad. Like I was mainly just staying quiet about it because it's like it's not really my place to like get into a heated debate with my in-laws. And like she was saying that she doesn't really like bringing it up because then people like start speaking really loud and slow. Have you had things like that happen?
No, my problem is because my hearing aids aren't visible, people forget. And then I'm like, what? I can't hear you. And then they get mad.
Oh.
They're like, I said it 3 times. And I'm like, I'm deaf. I don't know what to tell you.
I need 5 times. I mean, I just thought you didn't care about whatever I was saying.
That actually is
because
a
you
good...
use that tactic sometimes too, right? Where you're just like, I'm just gonna pretend I didn't hear anything at all, right?
Well, no, that's something that you kind of learn when your response is always like, haha, or like, and the person like accepts it. Like, what they said didn't really matter.
Oh, yeah.
That's so true. You learn that at a loud bar. I've learned that where it's just like, why even trying to listen? Just, okay, right.
I know. It's funny sometimes, like every now and then I'll like, you know, when you can't hear the person and you do a response like that and somebody then does that to you and you're like, they didn't hear anything.
Right.
Well, I mean, it doesn't matter if you're drinking, but I don't drink. So I'm just like, nothing is actually happening right now. We're just moving our mouths. It's like we're watching a dubbed movie. With
That's
no
where
dub.
the lip reading would come in handy.
There you go. All right, guys. I think we agree on this one. AITA for not telling my in-laws I was born deaf. I think this is not the asshole and nuclear the family is. What a bunch of monsters.
Oh, yeah. They
Right?
suck. I mean, I wish she gave a little more detail about her SO, but he seems like he's right in the same boat.
Well, he defended the family too, right?
Oh, did he?
Did he?
What is it's like?
Oh, yeah. I should have spoken up and SO agrees. They think I purposely let them continue to mock them. Ugh. This family
so
fucking pisses me off.
backwards.
And that if I didn't say anything, then I shouldn't have said anything at all is a line
What
that
a
they
weird
said.
system.
Well, also they say that he said to make them feel bad, but they don't feel bad.
No.
They don't.
Yeah, they're
Oh, yeah,
literally
you're
blaming-
right.
they're
They
blaming OB.
don't. They do not feel bad. They are mad that you said something.
Yeah.
They're
Right.
mad they got caught.
Yeah.
They feel bad they got caught. They don't feel bad about doing it.
This is a nightmare family. This is like a divorce him situation.
Yeah.
Break up with him. All right, we're gonna wrap things up here on a silly one. Here we go. Shannon.
Trigger warning. It's not like a super serious one. There's just a lot of discussion of number 2, referring to the bathroom number 2, not the number 2, which, I think is great. From his work with Evans, I found 2 really came in there. He also had a big part in Austin Powers. Anyway, this is a stupid joke, but there really is a lot of poop stuff coming. So just this is a warning.
AITA for not picking up dog poop. I take my dogs to a nearby park pretty regularly. I'm always prepared with backpack full of essentials, including even springing for the no plastic biodegradable poop bags. The other day, my friend met me to join our walk. One of my dogs did their business and I knelt down to pick it up using the bag and noticed he'd pooped right next to another pile of doo-doo. I said, ew, and proceeded to pick up my dog's droppings. My friend took notice and asked me why I didn't also grab the other pile that was sitting right there. I said it was gross because it was from another dog. My friend shrugged and said, poop is poop. AITA for not picking up the other dog's poop?
I mean,
Ugh.
why is it less gross that it's your dog's poop?
I don't think
Like,
it
that's not your
is.
relative. That's
Yeah.
not you.
But
It's-
you have dogs.
Yeah.
Totally.
Do you agree with that?
I don't know. I'm a little. I need more detail on the poop.
Well, you also exactly. No, that's valid.
Yeah, is
My
it
dog
like
is
wet
10
and
pounds.
round?
You have
It's a
tiny
little-
dogs.
Yeah. If you had a Great Dane and it's a steaming pile, like I don't
Yeah.
want to touch it.
I mean, but if it was sitting there for a good amount of time, like usually it's pretty dried up, don't you
True.
think? Like whenever I see
Probably.
dog poop just on the side, it's usually like totally dry. What's funny about that?
I guess I just feel like it's kind of obvious and you're just going into detail, but it's fine. Like when I see poop, it's usually brown. I've noticed there's some things inside of it, various fibers and whatnot. No, I mean, I guess I just feel like, all right, it's your job to pick up your dog's poop. That's the deal. Right. If you don't, you're an asshole, and I hate you because there's dog poop. By the way, what's the deal with horse poop? I'm seeing a lot of horse poop.
Well,
is that just fly?
What do you mean you're seeing
like Griffin? I went, or what's it called, Griffith Park? I just seen this huge pile of horse poop. I'm like, what?
Well,
there ain't no.
That's from the police.
What's that?
Aren't the police the only ones who ride horses in the park?
Yeah.
Well, you got to come over here, Jake. Jake
wants to say something.
Things to say.
He's chomping
Jake
at the
has
bed.
things to say. Here we go. Come here, Jake. Come here. Come here, puppy. All right. Here we go.
Our show horse
Jake
is
has
here.
horse insight for us. Here, lean in. Lean in.
This is Horse Sense with Jake Davis. People can ride their horses in Griffith Park, and horse droppings are not treated under the same laws as dog droppings. You don't have to clean up after your horse. It's viewed as impractical.
Wow.
And it's also mostly
he just came with the horse. He just left the building. What the fuck? Where'd he go?
What are you supposed to
Was that even Jake?
Because what are you supposed to hop off your horse? Like, no.
That's a good point.
I'm not gonna hop off.
No.
Fuck that.
And also it's mostly hay. So then when that stuff dries up, it's basically just hay.
Okay.
Whenever you see dried horse, it's just hay.
You're very observant about the
poops on the ground. Well, also manure. It's also good for the earth.
Right. I don't know if that's true about the doggies, but yeah, I think why is this friend being like this? Because I'm like, well, why does it all of a sudden fall on me to do someone else's chore just because I'm down there? Like,
I mean, you are enjoying a communal space and someone else was shitty. So it would be nice to make up for that. Like,
oh, because they're at a park.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like you're already down there.
And what if it was trash? What if it wasn't poop? Like, what if you dropped a piece of trash and there's another one?
I would say it's nice of you to pick up someone else's trash, but it's not like, I wouldn't say you're an asshole for not doing it. I'd say you're a hero for doing it.
You're not an asshole, I don't think, but it is like, just do it. You're down there. But I don't know that the friend really has any right to like tell you.
Why did
that
the friend
you
fucking
should.
do it?
Yeah, because she didn't have the little poop bag.
Well, here's a poop
I guess
bag,
she could have done it. Yeah.
Like, come on.
But I think it's weird that the friend was, or that the OP was like, ew, when she all saw the other dog's poop.
That
like,
I did think was ridiculous.
what are you talking
You're
about?
picking up poop already.
You have warm diarrhea in your
But that's
hand.
I think that's a thing. Like, as a dog owner, like, I don't know why. Like, I don't cringe when I pick up my dog's poop. It's just part of owning
you hold
a
your
dog.
breath, right?
But if yeah. But I'm not like, but if I had to pick up someone else's dog's poop, I don't know.
Yeah, well, you don't care about
I mean,
that
it's
dog.
so nasty. Like, either way, anytime I've had to pick up a dog's poop, I am always like, ugh, especially when it's like warm and I do hold my breath. Yeah. But if it was like, again, dried old poop, like it wouldn't, the smell isn't there, the warmth isn't there. It's usually like together, clumped together.
Right.
So it's just so much easier to pick up.
I don't know what it is. I just have never thought of you as like someone with a like vivid visual vocabulary. And as soon as we got into poop, you were like painting pictures. I feel like I am swimming through poop right now.
Poop is not.
Oh my gosh.
All poop is the same. That's what you're saying.
That's true.
Yeah.
No, I hate how it's warm. I mean, I get it because it's
Oh, I
inside the dog
know.
is why I'm guessing that is.
Yeah. And I love when dogs poop and they just look at you. Like they have no shame at all.
Pick it up.
No shame.
There's no shame.
Why should they
in
be
it.
shameful?
They don't realize that it's like weird that they're pooping in front of us. Like I think a society we've all made it like
okay.
you don't poop in front of other people. And animals, they don't have that like shame sensor
I thought you meant like a
that goes
dominance
off.
thing.
What?
Like, yeah, you pick it up.
Yeah, they don't know that this is like they're really
Yeah.
dominating us.
Yeah,
with
they
picking up
are.
Their poop.
They are. You're right.
That's interesting. Well, a dog, I guess, yeah, dogs don't. Well, no, they use poop and pee more as tools to be like, this is my land or whatever.
What?
When dogs pee on stuff, they're saying like, this is mine.
Yeah. Oh, with
So
poop,
it's
I
almost
don't-
the opposite, right? They're peeing in front of you. Like if somebody pees in front of you, you're like, oh, you're nasty. But if a dog pees,
Well, to some people like it.
yeah, some people. But a dog
Golden
a dog wants you to notice it peeing because it's saying like it wants the other dogs to notice it's saying like this is mine
this
now.
is mine.
But I guess you're right.
well, I mean the smell.
Yeah, they leave.
They leave
it
their
marked.
mark. Like I don't think they need other dogs to see it. It's just that they.
Yeah.
they go up and they're like, oh, another dog's been here.
Right. I don't really know what they're doing with that information exactly.
I don't know, but it's pretty
like their
crazy that
phone
they have
book.
any pee left by the end of the
Oh, yeah.
walk.
Yeah.
They hold it and they just
hold
do
it.
little spritzes.
Which is so unpleasant too. I hate holding my
I know,
pee.
especially when you have to like walk or do something physical.
They're
with the
weird.
bladder.
This is so weird. So your dog is like, oh, I got like 2/3 of tank left. I'm really gonna go crazy by the big tree. I'm gonna
can't be
really
good.
save.
Yeah, it can't be good for your bladder. I mean, they must have evolved to it being okay then. But I've heard that when you go to the bathroom, when you like force yourself to go a bunch of different times, your bladder then starts alerting your brain quicker that your bladder's full. So then you have to pee more often. So it's really not healthy because I do this because I have this thing of like, I don't want to ever be somewhere where I have to pee. So I like go to the bathroom like 5 times before I go to sleep. I've talked about this before.
Oh yeah.
And it's bad for your bladder. So I guess, yeah, because then it like
you're never
alerts you that
holding
it's
it.
full
Yeah.
quicker. And so I guess dogs don't have this problem.
Well, I feel like I have a problem after talking this much about dog poop. I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready to ding the friend, but it is kind of like the friend was kind of being annoying. Like, why don't you pick up the other pile? Like, okay, what are you doing? You're just sitting here criticizing me? Like, why is that
Yeah.
your business?
I would have probably done that too and then been like, oh, just give me the bag. I'll do it.
Really? You would have done it?
Yeah, because I'm,
Okay.
I can be like that.
Yeah.
I'm
you
like, come
can.
on, just do it, you loser.
There you go.
Like that.
Getting some self-awareness about how terrible you are.
Exactly.
AITA for not picking up dog poop. I mean, I don't know if I'm ready to call a friend an asshole for making this comment. They're being annoying.
And I get, oh my God, are we going another no assholes here on this? A lot of people went NTA and they said that the friend was the asshole, but I don't really think the friend's the asshole because I think they're just more realistic. Like, just do it.
Holy gonzo, NTA. I wish it was a common thing for everyone to pick up poop when you have the opportunity. A community effort would help address the few times when some dog owners don't do it. I know, but that kind of pisses me off too. I'm like, you should fucking do it. Like,
yeah, but if they didn't.
In my regime, listen, if you're caught not picking up your dog's poop, you're eating that poop.
Ooh.
You're eating it. And let me tell you, all that poop is getting. And by the way, it does apply to horses, Jake. We're not fucking around.
What if they don't have a bag?
You better figure it out.
Leaves.
You better figure it out. Exactly. You go and come back unless you want to eat it.
Well, sometimes I feel like people leave it there and then they're like, I'll get it on the way back or something. Or
Yeah,
I'll
that's
do it
fine.
later.
That's fine.
So how many minutes are you going to give them?
You get 90 minutes.
90? Okay. That's
Yeah.
pretty
What if you
reasonable.
put all that energy
Mm.
into just getting bags and you do it?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, in my regime, I'm
he's
the
the
president.
king.
I can't be bothered with these things. You know. AITA.
Do they get any hot sauce to put on the poop?
No, you get salt. We'll give you a little bit of salt. Sea salt. It's actually really good. That's kind of like one of our things. Like you're like, God, I have to eat dog poop. And they're like, well, you get Himalayan pink sea salt.
Wait,
That's
going
not
back
good enough.
to
No,
consistency.
You need like sweet and sour sauce.
Yeah.
What if it truly is like a puddle? What is the expectation?
I gotta
Oh,
say, if it's a
then
puddle, I do have
no.
I have some sympathy for a puddle because what are you supposed to do?
No, I would not expect her. And honestly, maybe it was, but I feel like she would have said that. No,
she would have said it.
Dogs dropping. Because then I would understand the ooh reaction.
What do you do if it's a
because
puddle?
ew.
You gotta leave it, right? It's not like you have to bring a mop.
It's to bring a
even
spoon,
if it's your
according
own
to
dog.
Ugh. Oh God. Oh no.
We're making people puke.
Yeah.
This is we gotta put a trigger warning on this. This is making me ill.
People are probably eating right now.
Oh, I'm so sorry for
Yeah,
eating.
sorry,
God.
guys.
Some guys listening to this and pooping though. He's having an interesting experience.
Oh, do you think he's inspired?
Okay, I think we agree. It's no assholes here besides us. I think we really went into that. It was a very Casa Grande sense of humor. Ashton, thank you so much for joining us. This has been an absolute blast.
Thank you for having me.
coming.
This was fun.
So fun.
All right, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
I can't hear that.